Hi everyone, this is Srdan KO from Let's Chat podcast. Today we're having a pleasure to speak with Tracy Duggan here in Eiremuaysiam.
Eiremuaysiam, Limerick.
Very good. So the Muay Thai Gym is based here in Limerick City. Tracy's gonna tell you a few things about herself and about Muay Thai, why she done it, what's the idea behind it and everything else. Like every other podcast that we were going through, we'll ask Tracy a few questions, nice and simple. I want her to enjoy, to talk away and just to have a good time. Please do, I hope you're gonna learn and pick up a few things from this podcast too, the same way as from the other ones, where we speak with people who went through a lot of different things in their life and came back on the other side or the better side of it. Okay, so let's start. Tracy, thank you for doing this with me.
No matter,
An
thanks for
absolute
having me.
pleasure. So as I said to you, in the messages and everything else, I just want you to enjoy it. Okay, so tell me a few things about yourself.
Of course.
And everything else, why Muay Thai and where the whole idea came from. What's your thoughts, what's your ideas about sports, and what would you like to recommend to other people? Simple as that.
There was a lot of questions there at once.
Let's do it like this. Okay, so tell me, who is Tracy Duggan? A bit about yourself. Where did you grow up? What did you do? How did you go through life till the moment that we didn't come here?
Yeah, it was so, like you said, my name is Tracy Duggan. I'm from South Hill, Crew Park specifically. I'm 31 years old. I started training Muay Thai, I would say, about 3 years ago.
Okay.
But I didn't start fighting straight away. Like I was training, I think 12, 13 months before.
Very good.
I said, okay, come on, we fight now. So I had my first fight February 2018. So that's just under 2 years ago.
Very good.
Again, before that, before I came into this gym, I was completely different, both mentally and physically. I was just telling you, there a while ago, I was touching 16 stone at one stage, and I'm 5'3" ish, 5'4"
Yeah.
a good day. So you can imagine, that in me, I was quite big. But again, I coming back to the weight loss and stuff like that. That all kind of it was a mad time in my life. It was a completely a crazy time in my life. Before Muay Thai, before fighting, I was working as a medic for the GA.
Oh, very good.
I was doing my ENT exams, and I had done my CEO. I had been accepted to the UL paramedic course. So that's where I was going.
So you were supposed to be saving lives, yeah?
Yeah, I always liked helping people, Sergio.
Very good.
That's one, growing up, that's the way we were raised. You always help people, and especially coming from Crew Park, it's such a great community. Everybody helps each other in a way. Do you know what I mean? So that's the way I grew up. That's all I knew. I loved helping people, in some way or another.
The only thing is, what I'm trying to explain to the viewers who are not from Limerick, that might be from Ireland and everything else. There are certain areas in town that have a very bad reputation. It's a shame because actually, as you can see, and previous couple of interviews, I also had people who came from different areas of the town that are, well known for bad stuff. And it's a shame because all of those people that I spoke to sit down and we had a great chat. They are all lovely people, nice people. It's just a bad area with bad reputation. That's all, but it's not an actual area.
They'd be referred to as disadvantaged areas, and it's something it's a term I don't like, because where's the disadvantage?
Disadvantage, yeah.
Okay, alright, we didn't have 6-bedroom houses, we had horses, but they weren't kept in stables, they were more in your garden shed or something, but I'm saying that the horses that are kept in those areas, they are so much looked after, they're fathers teaching their kids how to look after horses. I haven't a clue how to look after horses. I rode a horse once, I fell off, but I never got back on again. That was me and horses over.
That was it.
Do you know, you're watching kids about this size, and they're running along with their dads, and they're going out with buckets, and they're just cleaning the horses, brushing them, jocking them. I think the term is using, they're exercising and all that kind of stuff. And it gives the younger kind of young fella
generation,
a hobby other than just standing in the corner drinking cans and smoking fags and stuff as well.
I agree.
So when people especially with the horses, people kind of say, oh, they're badly treated. I have never seen a horse badly treated. Alright, it might be on a rope or something like or whatever like. But that's just sort of horses will not like run out into traffic or something.
Like every other area, you have good stuff, you have bad stuff.
They're
that's
well looked after, like, and you know, there's a lot of money. You can clearly see they put a lot of money into these horses, the way they're kept and everything, like, so, like.
So tell me, the school years and everything else, how did that go for you?
Yeah,
I mean, being in the, you know, that teenage years and everything else.
Oh, we won't go too much into that. No, not too much. But yeah, so again, look, I grew up in Crew Park. I went to the Western School or the Lords. Again, I loved it in there. Like, you know, it was like, right, it was a bit mad. It was a bit wild. I wasn't the easiest student, we'd say, to control either. Like, you know, I had a little bit of ADD when I was that age as well. So I was kind of like. It was never a bad kid, but it was always kind of in trouble as well.
Yes.
You know, but not for serious stuff, not for going out like punching someone or anything like that, like, you know, or stealing stuff. Like, it was just I couldn't shut up. I was always fidgeting. You know, I wanted to be out messing and doing things, like, you know, everything was a laugh to me. You could never take anything serious. I was always sneering at the teachers. I was all, you know, like things like that. So, but at the same time, I always got on with the teachers too.
Yeah.
But like it'd be kind of like I'd get slapped in the wrist, I'd be suspended. Like I got suspended when I was in second class. Like, for fuck's sake, like, do you know what I mean?
That's bad.
It's very bad. Like, how old are you in second class? Like 9 or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, thinking about that now. But just again, it was just not stupid stuff, like, you know, just not being able to shut my mouth when I was supposed to shut my mouth, like, you know, and if a teacher was giving out to me, and I knew I wasn't wrong, but I was wrong, but in my head I wasn't wrong. I'm telling you I'm not wrong, like, you know, I'm not going to stand there and take it, like, something I kind of still do to this day, where I kind of need to like, shut up when I need to shut up, like, you know.
We call that concentrate.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So tell me, after those couple of years of everything that you've been going through in your life, you know, you were saying that you wanted to lose a bit of weight and get fit and everything else. Is that why you came to do the Muay Thai, or where did the idea came from? Because you were saying also that you were also working as a fitness trainer, so as a personal trainer.
But that came literally just as I was getting into Muay Thai as well. So that kind of all fumbled in with each other. But getting in, like, alright, coming back to the weight loss, growing up I was never really skinny, like, you know, my weight never really bothered me, like, you know, it was just whatever, like, you know, I knew I had a bit of weight in me, but it just didn't bother me, never stopped me doing what I wanted to do, like, you know, I was still out, I was very active, like, still fit, you know, I played rugby as well, when I went, I think I was in about 5th or 6th year, I was just coming into rugby and things like that, but I went to Crescent College Comprehensive, another great school, I loved it, but again, constantly getting in trouble and just doing my own thing or whatever, like, but I left there, graduated, didn't know what I was going to do with my life. I was like, all my friends are either immigrating somewhere, they know what they're going to do, they're off fucking living it up, like, you know what I mean, or they're starting their own businesses, or they're starting the job they wanted to do, and I'm just kind of like, what the fuck do I do now, like, do you know what I mean, because I never had, like, a vision where, alright, I want to do this, I want to do that, do you know what I mean, like, but I always knew I wanted to help people, like, that's just something I always knew I wanted to do. So that's how I kind of got into it. At
least one thing that you knew what you wanted to do, you know what I mean? Because even though not having a full-on goal or you know, written down stuff that you want to do, you had a determination of helping people. So is it doing the course itself was one of those ideas or what?
No, that kind of just all kind of fumbled on, like, from there, like, so that's what I say, like, after I did my leaving cert, I did a million different jobs, bar work, worked in an insurance company, just Debenhams, retail, pennies, you name it. I did a part-time job, like, you know, just kind of make a bit of money on the side as well. And then I started kind of like getting interested in nursing and stuff.
Yeah.
So then I did a course in, what's the name of it? CCL, is it?
CCL, yeah.
I did a fire and ambulance course, I think it was called, something like that. I got accepted, and it was all great, but again, I couldn't take the fucking course seriously, and I completely snared that college out of it. And it was a great course, it was run brilliantly and things like that, and I did do very well in my exams as well, and whatever, you know, but it was more again just me just fucking not paying attention and just doing my own thing and getting a laugh right.
Let's hope now after 31 years you're getting there, you're on the right course now.
Then after I done that, I was like, I'm actually enjoying this, like, so I'm gonna stick with it, like. And I got a job working with the GA. I was doing my up in Bannister, I was doing my emergency I can't even remember so long ago, EMT, emergency medical technician examinations at the time, but that was the requirement. I don't know if it's changed now, but at the time when I was doing my CEO for UL, you needed to have that before they accept you. So I needed that before I got in and whatever, and I did get accepted, and it was great, and life was brilliant, and I was one of these people. I'm so honest with people. I always tell them when something good is happening, and I love sharing my experiences and stories. But like, this was so important to me that I didn't tell anyone, because I was like, if I say it now, like, it's going to jinx it or something.
Yes, yeah.
So I was so excited, like, but then my brother got diagnosed with cancer, like brain tumor to be specific, like, and we were told we had at least 2 years of the timeline with him. And 3 months later, actually the day he was supposed to start his chemotherapy and his radiotherapy, we were planning his funeral. So just like that. And in my life, just because I was very close with my brother, like I was telling you a while ago, like we grew up together. He's only 2 years older than me. We did everything together. We had the same circle of friends. 2 of our best friends in that circle got married. He was the best man. I was a maid of honour. Like we were very, very close, very tight knit. He was more like with Jordan as well. Like he'd always keep me on the straight and narrow as well. That's why I never got into drugs as well. And I never kind of strayed off too far away from what I was supposed to be doing. I'd actually be more scared of him than I was my mum and dad. Do you know
That's
what
a good thing.
Yeah, it was, because I remember there one time, I think I was in 3rd year, 2nd year in school. We were outside McDonald's in the Crescent Shopping Centre, because that's where we all used to hang around. And what am I? I'm 13 and I think I'm brilliant with all my friends, and we're all smoking fag, like this one fag, and there's about 6 of us around the one fag, like, you know. Now I didn't smoke at the time, but like, and I don't smoke anymore anyway, like, you know. But like, you know, you're all passing around, you think it's all cool or whatever. And then I remember he passed with his friends, and someone said to me, Tracy, your brother, and like, of course, like, you know, I was like, so what, like, so it's only Charlie or whatever. So I didn't want to kind of embarrass myself in front of the girls, like. Yeah. So he saw me. And he came running over, like, just made a beeline, and he stood in front of me, and he was like, drop the fag. And he like, I was like, no, you know, because I was getting embarrassed. Like, you're not embarrassing me, you know, in front of the girls. Like, so I was like, fuck.
Good old prize.
So he literally took my arms, put them behind my back, like this, like he was going to arrest me or something, like, and made an absolute fucking show of me. The fag was still hanging in my mouth because I was still too stubborn to let it go, like, so. But he just made an absolute fucking show of me in front of everybody, like, till I did drop the fag, and I never picked up another one again after that, like, so. But I did when I started getting older, like, you know, drinking and stuff.
A bit of thanks goes a long way.
Oh, I hated him so much for it, and I said it to him all years later. But like, I was like, you mortified me in front of the girls, like, what are you doing, like, so. Yeah. But you know, looking back at it now, like, I having 2 younger brothers as well, I would do the same to them too.
Yes, of course, yeah.
And I have caught one of them with a fag at one stage, like, but I wasn't. They're big, do you know what I mean? I wasn't coming over like that, like, but like I did feel like I was going to fucking kill him, like. I was like, what are you doing, like, Joe, or whatever.
Because that's a good old responsibility, kind of kicks it in.
Yeah, it's the way you're brought up as well, you know. I come from a family of 6 kids. We're all only kind of 2 or 3 years apart. My sisters now will be quite older than I am, like, so I grew up more with the boys and stuff like that. I'm quite a tomboy as well. But you're taught to kind of like look out for each other, and like we can fight with each other, but if you say something to my brother or sister,
that's a family. Yeah, exactly. That's a good thing.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm glad to hear that. So tell me, you were saying that your brother's passing hit you very bad.
Very bad. Yeah, very
like
bad.
it would. Trust me, a lot of people go through it. The grief when the grief kicks in, it's not a good thing. How did you get through all that?
Well, the way he passed away, well, I won't go too much into it because it's 4 years later and I still find it very raw to talk about. Like, but like I said, like, he passed away very sudden. He was on life support for two days before they turned off the machines. So like, you know, like just I went completely blank for a good 6 to 8 months, like.
Yeah.
After the funeral, you know, like you don't really have time to think about what's going on with the funeral. Like when you have all that kind of stuff going on, you have all family and friends.
Too many people, yeah.
There's a lot of buzz around the house,
time,
like people calling with all sorts of stuff and whatever. And then it's like you don't have time to kind of process what's just happened. Like, you know, like right, I know he's died, but like I haven't had 2 seconds to myself, like to kind of like sit here and actually take it in. And it's not till like months later, and it's like a Wednesday morning, and you could be like texting on your phone or waiting for a bus, and then it hits you. He's actually dead. You know, he's gone. So, you know, you're just your mind. You're going. Your mind is going 90. You're all over the place or whatever. It's then I wanted to distract myself. Go back to that hustle and bustle of distraction and not having those thoughts come into my head. So I was continuously going out all the time, drinking quite a lot, putting on even more weight than I already had. I wouldn't say I was hanging around with, we'd say, a bad crowd, like just the wrong kind of people that were kind of into the wrong kind of stuff. Drinking constantly, like again, I wouldn't say I had a problem with drink. Like I was saying to you before, I just wanted a distraction. I wanted that distraction. I didn't want to be sitting around.
As I said, it wasn't a binge drinking, it was more like a continuous drinking, just to forget. Yeah,
so to the point where I was, I'd be out in nightclubs and stuff, like, and I'd be going back to house parties, to people's houses that I probably wouldn't have even like said hi to the day before, like, you know, just constantly out, just being distracted, just having something all the time, like, and got to the point like where I completely fucked off my studies. I was like, forget this, like, you know, I don't want to do anything like that. I don't want to even look at a hospital again after spending so much time with what happened, like, and again my whole life just went into a complete spiral, like, you know. It was breaking my mum's heart as well, watching the way it was going down, like, for someone that was so full of life before and was happy to do what she was doing, and had all these plans, and I was going to move away, like, so I was going to immigrate to Australia at one point, like, and then just to go from that to a complete shell, a complete like waster is all I can call myself, because I did nothing. I didn't even. There was times I wouldn't even get out of bed, and I didn't care. Do you know, I did not care. All I cared about was myself. I'm sad, so I don't care about anyone else. Do you know what I mean? Not realizing like that. Right, my brothers and sisters have also lost their brother. Yeah. But he was my best friend, so I'm sad. Do you know what I mean? My mum and dad have lost a son, which is a completely different kind of grief. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like to lose a child. No one should ever have to do that. Like, no one should ever have to go before their kids. Like, so I was very selfish in my own right as well, like, so I didn't care, so I was going off doing all these mad stupid things, like, and just completely breaking my mum's heart, like. And then it was just, like, to make a very, very, very long story short, like, someone said to me one day, just turned around, like, and goes, like, what would yours say if he's out? And then it, like, hit me like a ton of bricks. Yes. I was like,
it always does.
What? I was like, but it shocked me how much it hit me. Because it was like one simple sentence, like, I had my two best friends sit me down and say, do you know what's going on, like, have these really deep conversations with me. I've been shouted at, I've been locked into rooms, like, the whole lot, like, Joe, and you could have said anything to me and I wasn't listening. But it was just that one random comment one day that someone said, like, do you know, Trey, like, it's your side, like, come on.
What would he say exactly?
And then it was like, ton of bricks just came down. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? What am I doing? Do you know? Where's this going to bring me?
Pushing off that moment when you wanted to make a change, what was the next step?
So now this is where we get onto the fitness still. Like, so, very first thing, I saw a photo of myself on Facebook one day, and I was like, wow, that's me. So, first thing I had to do, do something about my weight, get my weight back down. So I joined like my local community cardio kickboxing classes and stuff. I went back to the gym then because I wanted to start putting on a bit of muscle, a bit of strength, you know. And then I started getting interested because I was doing the research now as well. I was kind of looking up things on the internet and stuff like that, and kind of knowing what way to train a muscle. But at the same time, I wasn't educated. Like I was just kind of monkey see, monkey do on YouTube, like, you know. But I was kind of enjoying it. But like weights were never really my thing, like, you know. But like they are very beneficial. So I understood that, and like lifting weights is very good for you. Like. So I did go back to the gym. And then that's when I saw an advert for the gym I was actually training in. They were looking for staff, so I was like, fucking I'll apply, even though I had no fitness experience, I had nothing about anything. Like I was working as something completely different. Like so even when I did apply for it, I was like, oh, what's the point? Like, you know, like they're obviously looking for personal trainers and stuff. Why am I doing this? Like. But something just told me, like, just go on, just do it, try it. So I did, I sent in the application, and I'm sick, just like half Limerick has the plague, like. But I sent in the application, and I got a reply back the next day saying, oh, come down for an interview. And I was kind of shocked, and then, you know, because I had no
official training,
whatsoever, like. So even the morning of the interview, I was still kind of in my mode where I was like, I didn't care about stuff as well. I was still kind of in that mindset, like I wasn't going to go to the interview. And I remember my friend at the time, rang me and was like, get the fuck up, we're going for the interview, like, you know, because I'd left my studies, I hadn't worked since then, do you know what I mean? Like I was just completely in free fall, like. So she was like, you're going to that fucking interview.
Yeah,
So
that's good.
I went to the interview, and it was a strange interview, but I got the job, and that's kind of where
this
kind
story
of started, like, you know. So I got the job, and I was working away, but the gym I was working in at the time was a bit weirdly run. It kind of gave me the wrong impression as to how a business is ran, and how, like, because I think I was there 9 months and the whole place just closed down without a warning, without nothing, like, you know. So it was a weird environment, do you know what I mean? But I got to know a few of the trainers there, and they were brilliant, like, you know. That's another thing as well. That's another thing too. Like I was so lucky to have like the support of people in the gym, whether it be personal trainers or people just kind of coming in for a chat, like that would previously have put like 8 or 9 years into their fitness training, you know. And to get all that information, I was like a sponge soaking it all up. It was very interesting to me, like, and people were so happy to share these experiences with you and share this education.
Most of people are in that industry. Most of people are, because, you know, it's nice to share knowledge and experience that they have with people who are actually coming into the industry. Look, I've done a lot of training myself when it comes to it. Finished a couple of different courses, and I know that, you know, if you ask certain trainers, they will be more than happy. Do this way, don't, you know, leave this, try this. So it's nice. It's good to see that support.
It gave me a good head start as well. It definitely did. Like, and then when that gym closed down, I was like, alright, I have no qualifications. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to get another job in another gym now, like, because I don't have the paperwork. But I have all this newfound knowledge, and I had just started down here as well, midway through that, like, so I had all this eagerness and energy, and I was like, right, go get your papers, This was the first thing in my head if you want to get back into the gym environment, like. So I did my personal training course with Image Fitness, like, and I did a few side courses in Limerick City, like strength conditioning, just introduction to nutrition, all these little bits and pieces, just trying to get my hands on as much information as I could. And then when I had all those pieces of paper, I realised a fucking piece of paper means nothing in this business.
No, it doesn't.
Do you know what I mean?
But again, on the end of the day, it's more just as
it's how you educate yourself.
Exactly.
It's how you apply yourself. I quickly learned that you just need your piece of paper to get your insurance, and then the rest is up to you.
That's it.
Completely up to you.
Simple as that.
So
But it's not only with fitness, with most other businesses, the same thing. You know, you need a piece of paper to say that you actually have knowledge for it.
Yeah.
And after that, you know, insurance and off you go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's
but I did, but I went away and and I studied as much as I could. Anything I learned in the courses, even though they were fantastic courses, they were brilliant, they were very educational, I haven't used it, like, do you know what I mean? I have not used, but then again you have to come back to the point like that I'm a pro fighter too.
Yeah.
So my interest is purely here, like, do you know, like, so that's the way I would like to, I like to train people, I like to teach fitness through Muay Thai, through boxing, through combat sports in general, like, you know, specifically design circuits, pad work, running is very important. I used to hate running. I still kind of hate running, but there's no substitute for it. Like, running is very important. Like, if we look at running differently, like, it's the same with life. If you don't like something in life, like, do you know what I mean? You have to change your perspective in it, like, do you know?
True.
I hated running so much, Sergio. I hated it. Like Rob, my coach, would tell me go running, and I'd go behind, you know, out the door here in the corner, and I'd ring one of the girls on the phone, and I'd come back in, like, pretending to be out of breath, like, and he knew straight away, you're full of shit, you didn't do anything, you know. But I hated it so much, and then, like, then I had to cop on now because the fighting was getting a bit tougher, like, and my fitness was always letting me down. It was always the thing that let me down was my fitness, like. So I realised there was no substitute for running, but you have to change the way you look at it. So instead of looking at running like, oh, this is horrible, like, I don't want to fucking do this, and sweating and red in the face, like, running is teaching you endurance, alright? It's long, it's boring, it's teaching you to keep going even when you want to stop. Do you know what I mean? It just teaches you to keep going, even when your body feels like it's going to concave, you're going to collapse. You just keep going. So now I won't say I love running. I won't go that far. But I enjoy it.
Like, yeah, that's it. But you see, most of the fighters, doesn't matter which sport or fighting background they have, running is the essential part of it.
Yeah,
and as you said, every single point that you just said it out, you know what I mean? That's exactly what it is. And even though everyone's going to say the same thing, we hate running. Yeah. But it has to be done.
Has to be done.
Tick it out.
Has to be done. There is no substitute, unfortunately. If there was, I would have found it.
Actually, a few days ago, I was passing by and I saw you on the road running. I was saying to my missus, "That's the lady I'm going to be interviewing." She was like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, that's good." All red in the face.
Yes. Feeling sorry for me. On the road, yeah.
So tell me, why Muay Thai? How did you hear about it? Why this gym? What's the story with it?
Yeah, so it was actually when I was doing the cardio kickboxing classes, like a lad in that club said to me, would you ever consider doing Muay Thai? And I looked at him and was like, what's Muay Thai? Yeah. So I'd never heard of it before, like. He was like, Muay Thai, like Thai boxing. I was like, is that a fucking dance or something? Like, I've never heard of Muay Thai in my life, like. So he was like, look, here's the coach's number, give him a text, see if you like it. Because at the time now I was getting more interested in stuff, and I just kind of wanted to see what was out there and whatever. Fitness wise now, like I'm talking about, like I'm not talking about I wanted to get out and start fighting straight away. Yeah. Like at that time, in that point in my life, it was just like I wanted to try this for fitness, I wanted to try that for fitness, like, you know, the same way I was in the gym and then switch to those. So I gave the coach a text the next day, and he applied almost immediately, and it was so nice. Come down, we train Tuesdays, Thursdays at 6:30, and Saturdays at 12:30. That's just for you.
Nice promotion. That's good, Robbie.
Muay Thai fundamentals. He said, come down and try a class and see how you like it, right? So I did, but like I came down on my own. I didn't tell anyone I was coming, which was a big thing for me as well. Like, you know, like a little girl, like, you know, walking into a gym, like. But I remember actually texting Rob that about it as well, like telling him, oh, I used to play rugby and stuff like that, because I didn't want to come across like I'm just a girl in here, lads, like, you know. I wanted to kind of sound like, you know, right, like I can handle myself, like, you know. I couldn't though, but came in and over in the reception, or the reception as he calls it, the desk over there, and he was sitting there, and I saw an Asian man, and I was just I just went over to introduce myself, and all I heard was like, well, Trey, the biggest Limerick Irish accent come out of his mouth.
I would say Cork accent.
Cork. He's more Limerick now though.
Yeah, no, after so many years probably, yeah. But
yeah.
when I met him first time, he had a Cork accent, that's
It's
for
still,
sure.
you can still hear the hint of the Cork accent coming through, like, but he's definitely picked up the Limerick slang, like, but that shocked me, especially in the middle of Limerick City, like, you know, an Asian man that sounded more Irish than I did, like, you know, and it was funny to me in a way, like, it kind of make him more interesting, like, you know,
Yes,
like, you
of
know,
course.
so like straight away I just got taken back, and I was like, Tracy, I texted you last night. He was like so welcoming. He was like, oh yeah, come in now, like the only girl in here is done good away, like come in, this is so and so, this is our bags, this is our room, this is what we do. Our hand wraps are over here, and he wrapped my hands for me, showed me how to wrap my hands and all that. And then the rest is history, like. I'm still here 3 years later. But again, to make another long story short, like I purely started here for fitness, like that was it. And when it was a few months later, like the intensity, the standard of the training down there was so high. I quickly realised I'm not just training with people that are just here for even though there was people just here because they love the sport. Yeah. They loved hitting pads. They just loved to spar. They loved the fact that their bodies were changing as well. Like, you know, they were getting the benefits from all that as well. Like, they were getting leaner, they were getting stronger. But like, there was also people very serious about their fighting careers here. Like, there was like, because I've never been around people that had so much determination and so much love for their sport. Like, you know. Like, especially Rob, the way he talks about Muay Thai, like, how could you not fall in love with it, like,
exactly,
you know?
yeah.
How could you not, like, how can that not rub off with that energy, like, you know? So, and the way he talks, like, it's a very peaceful sport as well. It's a lot of Buddhists are involved in it too. Muay Thai kind of like changed my way of thinking as well, you know?
Tell me, when it comes to the Muay Thai, what do you like most?
What do I like most? The fighting, obviously. But I like the fact that two people, male or female, you can just get into a ring and take bits out of each other. It's a very, very aggressive sport. It's very violent. But it's at the end of a fight, you're always shaking each other's hand. You know, there's always respect.
Yes.
For the most part of it, anyway. Like, there's no badness left. All of it's done in the ring. Alright, before the fight, alright, there might be a bit of shit talk, like, or whatever. In the fight, you just go to fucking town each other, like, you know, like. But after it's all said and done, there's no grudges held.
That's it.
From me anyway, there's never any grudges held.
That's a good thing.
I'm always the first to go over and shake my opponent's hand and give him a hug, because you have to think, without those opponents, like, who are you gonna fight?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Demons.
so like we're all chasing the same thing here, like, you know. We're all just doing the same thing.
How did you decide then, from coming in purely for fitness, to start a fighting career?
Like,
now
again,
your third fight, third pro fight is coming on soon.
25th, yeah.
How and why?
Again, coming back to the lads just watching it, like, and the way everyone was so determined, I was like,
I want to do it too.
I want to do this now, like,
yeah.
You know, I want to do this now. And then Rob came along to me one day. He was having the show in the Radisson Blue Hotel, I think at the time, Unforgiven 2 it was, and he said there's a fight there for you if you want to take it. I was a little bit like, oh, I might not be good enough, like, you know. But he's like, look, you're training just as hard as boys. You're grafting, you're grinding, you're in here every day, like, you know, you're sweating it out. Go for it, like. So I did. I grabbed it. I was like, you know what? I'm fucking do it. One. I grabbed it, and I haven't looked back since. I had my first fight, and like, looking back at my first fight now and how inexperienced I was, like, and I literally, in my mind, I was like, alright, I'm going to go out now and knock this out 1 out in 10 seconds, and that's going to be it, and then I'm going to go drinking with girls, and it's going to be great, like, or whatever. Completely different. I got a big shock. I walked out, my hands hanging down around my hips, like, not putting my hands up. The girl I was fighting at the time was, she had a few more fights than I did, like, so she was very aggressive, but I held my own until I couldn't hold my own anymore, because, like, my hands were down around here. But it was good. It opened up my eyes to me, alright, that fighting isn't just about, I'm just going to go in and hit you. Do you know what I mean? It's about
a lot
the
more
body
thinking.
movement. Oh,
Yes.
stop. It's like slowing your brain down, everything. Like, it's there's so much to do. How could you not love it? Like, how can you not love it? And then my second fight, then when I had that first fight, it kind of like set me back a bit, like, and then I had my second fight. I think it was 3 weeks to 4 weeks later, and when I realised, right, now we need to get serious, I went out and I knocked that girl out in the second round, like, do you know. So it again, like, it comes back to your mindset too as well, and how fighting and Muay Thai has changed my mindset as well.
Glad to hear that.
Like the way I look at fighting is the way I look at life. Do you know what I mean? Like
it's not just bang and bang. There's a lot more thinking involved.
There is. You need to keep fighting. You need to keep getting up. Do you know what I mean? Unfortunately, life happens. We all have setbacks. Like, it happens. There's no avoiding it.
As I said earlier
you have to keep going.
As I said earlier on, nothing can keep you as hard as the life can. So
of course.
We have to learn that as soon
as
you drop. But it's
like if you're in the ring, if you get hit, you're gonna cuddle up and just kind of let them keep hitting you. You're not. You're going to fight back. That's exactly what you've got to do in life as well. The same with negative comments, like, you know, when people throw out these negative things, ignorant people that don't know what they're talking about. Like, again, like in a fight, you have to treat them like if you got hit hard, or you're down or whatever, like, you know, are you gonna just lie there and let this one dance all over you, or you're going to get up and at least go down swinging, like, you know. It's the same with a negative comment, like, you're not, like, don't let it in, just
let
keep
it pass.
Keep going,
let it pass.
keep
True.
going.
So tell me, the third fight, when is it on?
The 25th of January in the Strand, the Strand Hotel, which is literally only 10 minutes from the gym. It's right in the heart of the city centre.
What time? What's when it comes to the tickets and everything else? Whom should people be going to?
So the tickets, you can buy them from any of the fighters here, myself. Could drop into the gym or get in contact through me with Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook. It's on the 25th of January, and the first fight is at half 5, I think. So the doors are definitely open at 5:30. Maybe the first fight is 6. And that card, Unforgiven 4. This is something Limerick hasn't seen before. Like, you know, like, every year I say it, like, he gets bigger and bigger. He just pulls out all the stops, like, you know. Like, Unforgiven 3 was good, it was brilliant, but Unforgiven 4 is just going to be that little bit more better, like, you know.
Because I heard only the best about the Unforgiven 3. I was really sorry, as I said to you in the message, and I was saying the same thing to Rob. I couldn't come in, it was just, you know, life. But I'm hoping for the 25th that I'll be there, I'll be able to film a bit and, you know, support our people, you know, especially the Limerick people, you know what I mean? That's the thing, like, and it would be nice to see crowd coming in and supporting the event, because, as you say, Rob has done a wonderful job putting these events together. If people only knew how much time and effort takes to put an event,
that's one thing as well that I have to say, like, I mean, like, the work he puts in the background of it as well, that we don't see, do you know what I mean? Like, he literally, all his time, and he's a young daughter at home and everything, like, you know, and his partner Louise is so good to help out as well. He puts in so much effort and time, like, to have a top show that he puts on, like, how could you not have a show like that, like, do you know what I mean? Like, of course work, and it all comes from him. Do you know what I mean? Like, so, like, he has these visions, and he'd be always saying to me, Trey, I'm going to do this, Trey, I'm going to do that. And, like, he just gets it done. He gets it done, like, you know. So that's the Unforgiven for the 25th of January. So you have the ISK title fight. You have Faisal Azimi fighting for I think it's the 61, could be the 62 kg. Sorry about that. Faisal Azimi is an unbelievable talented fighter. I'm sure you know yourself watching him. Like, he is just, and he's only 19. Like, just turned 19 as well, like, last week.
Very good,
Like, and he's fighting men that are twice his age. He's fighting, like, at a level that's one championship level, like, you know, like, mark my words, you're going to see that young fella, like, out there, like, he's going to be a world champ. You have Jamie Morrissey fighting Dylan Fall, I think his name is, a dangerous southpaw. Jamie is also a dangerous fighter, like, so I can't wait to see that fight. That's going to be very exciting. Like, you have Eric Heeger and Arnold Riley, two very talented fighters as well coming down as well, fighting. There's loads. There's myself. I'm fighting a girl from Waterford, Aoife Moya. I'm told she's undefeated, like, so I'm looking forward to that. She's a very powerful kicker. She's a very strong clinch game, but I have a plan for that. Don't worry.
Let's hope that that's gonna work out well.
The style of fighting I have, I like to get in and just hit hard and just go for it, like, just go for it, like. So I think people enjoy seeing two girls kind of fight like that, get in and just punch and kick, and we're not just kind of in there kind of dancing around each other and high-fiving each other, like it's a fight.
It is a fight, yeah.
You know, like, so
yeah.
fight. So, and again, like, I probably wouldn't be like the most quietest girl either. You know, like, I'm not frightened to say what I want to say, like, you know, I'm not rude as well. Like, when I say, like, don't be frightened to say what you want to say, I don't mean go out and just, like, be rude to people. Like, some people kind of, like, take me up the wrong way, and I'm like, no, don't do that, like, you know. Like, I just, if you have opinions and you feel strong about them, speak them. Why should you have to be quiet? Do you know what I mean? Like, so I'm very honest, and I'm a very open person. With me, is what you see is what you get. There's no bravado, there's no nothing, like, you know, what you see is what you get, basically, like, you know.
Tell me, one of the last ones, would you recommend Muay Thai to people, and why would you recommend it?
100% I'd recommend it. Because everything is done for me. You know, I'm a walking, talking example of how Muay Thai and combat sports in general can change your life. Like, whether to be your goal is to compete or to get fit or just have a release or something, like, you know, like, it's the best thing for you is to get some sort of we'll say exercise or something, like, you know. What I found, like, hitting pads, slapping into bags as hard as you can, like, it's very hard to think about what's going on in your life. Yes. When you're so exhausted, like, you know what I mean? So that for me just kind of, like, what kept me going.
Very good.
That coming back to that distraction again, like, you know, I replaced that distraction with the drinking, like, you know. So again, that was just for me, like, you know.
And now it's a huge change from all that to basically doing this.
And as well, like, you know, like, even the younger people now coming in, like, you know, like, we've a lot of role models in this gym. As well, and just showing them, you know, right, if you come from that rough area, so what? So what, right? You might not have to be coming from a rough area to have a bit of a disadvantage in life, you know. You could have been blessed with everything and still have your own demons, like.
True too.
Why should that hold you back? Do you know what I mean? Like, get in and train, like I say to the kids who come in here, and I'm going to have my own nieces and nephews coming in soon as well when they're a little bit older. If you never want to get into a ring in your life, use these skills that you know, like, because you can take them on in life with you.
Yeah.
Be a champion at life. You don't have to be in a ring to be a champion.
That's true. That's
use
true.
this and go out into the world, like, and
I agree 100%.
do your thing, like, it's 100% just.
Because one way or another, Muay Thai and every other fighting sports that, you know, I've been training a lot of different things myself. What teaches you is respect. That's one of the things, and it teaches you not to give up. You know what I mean? And those are the two things that I think most of the fighting sports or martial arts teach people is a lot of respect,
of course,
and never give up. And just continue pushing each obstacle. When it comes to you, deal with it. Next one, deal with it. Next one. Look,
it calms you down as well. It's calmed me down an awful lot. Like,
that's good to know.
Like, I wouldn't say it's changed me a lot. Like, personality, I'm still the cheeky young one from Crewe Park, like, you know, but.
It gave you a bit of peace.
It's calmed me down a lot, whereas, like, I think about things differently now. I understand that not every situation needs a reaction out of me. I've learned to kind of, like, deal with different personalities, like, especially becoming a personal trainer now and running my business from the gym. Rob was so nice to give me his gym to run my business out here and run my classes at my university.
Can you just say to the people, like, how and what, when it comes to the personal training, which days do you do it? How do you do it? What's the story with it?
So it's 6 days a week. The personal training is kind of like running around the clock, like from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. My class, the Embrace the Chaos classes, are on Mondays, Wednesdays and Thursdays at 5:45, and the Chaos classes are they're brilliant, like, you know. It's just a way to get girls in the door as well, and not be so intimidated by a boxing gym, a Muay Thai gym, a kickboxing gym, you know. Like, we are actually all nice down in these places too, like, you know. We're not all big and scary, like, so just get the girls in the gym and they love it, like, they love, you come in, you sweat, specifically designed circuits. Loads of different things, like, you know, like on Mondays you'd have your 9 rounds of chaos, like, where you're just going completely balls to wall, 9 rounds, sweat. Wednesday, I like to call it leg day, because we practice all the legs, the kicks, the keeps, the knees. And Thursdays then is circuits, like it's specifically designed circuits that we as fighters would use ourselves. Specific movements and stuff like that. Like so every day is something different, like, with the classes. And the personal training is, you can get me anytime on Facebook, Instagram.
What I'm going to do is later on, I'm gonna, in the comments and everything else, I'm going to share all the information. You know,
Perfect,
I mean, your social media accounts, so that people can actually reach to you if they would like to, you know, to find out more, or if they want to acquire for the one-to-ones or anything like that.
Get in contact with me anytime, 24 hours. Like anytime you want to drop me a text. Again, the personal training thing for me is something, I love what I do now. I absolutely love it, because I get to help people, but in a different way, like, you know. Like, I was the overweight girl. I was the girl that had no confidence, even though people would say, like, what do you mean you have no confidence? Anytime I see you, no, I had no confidence. Like, trust me, I had no confidence. Like, I was very down on myself, all that. So I do understand that weight loss is not just a physical thing; it's very much a mental thing. Because I've gone through it. Like, so when I see, when my clients come in and train with me, and they're giving themselves a hard time because they might have had a bit too much over Christmas, or they might have done this, I'm like, you're fucking human, so what?
Everyone does it.
So what? Let's just ignore that now and let's get back onto whatever. Like, does that mean you have to stop your training, or just because you had a takeaway last night and top punches? So just keep going. And then when I see the change in people, not physically as well, like more mentally, they're more confident, they're more outspoken, you know, like they're more into themselves, and it fills me with so much gratitude, like, you know what I mean? And then to watch their bodies transform, like, and they're losing so much weight, like, and then they're getting, like, Joe, especially with girls, they lose a couple of stone, and then they're out buying those dresses they always wanted to wear, like, they're getting their hair done, their makeup done, and they're sending me pictures, or they're coming in, like, you know, and it's just, like, I feel like crying sometimes watching these things, like, you know.
Like every trainer, it's nice to see a person that you train develop, change, grow.
But I always say, what I always say to them, like, because they'll always say, if it wasn't for you, this, and thank you so much, it has nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me, like, right? I'm not, you're making the decision, the conscious decision to come in here and train and do what I'm telling you to do. All I am is a tool for you, alright? If you have questions, text me anytime of the day.
Exactly,
If you want to come training, a spontaneous training session, and I'm free, come in, no problem. Even if you, like, I have clients that come in just for a cup of coffee and a chat, like, as well, like, sometimes as well. I love that they feel they can do that. I love that this gym has created that environment, like, you know. Rob runs his personal training as well. Jamie Morrissey does his personal training down here as well. Our teammate Dave Fitzgerald has opened up a Muay Thai gym, Shannon Muay Thai in Shannon. So if you're around Shannon, check Dave out in Shannon Muay Thai. It's just, I believe you attract what you create, like,
exactly.
You know? So and we very much always had that kind of family feeling down here in the gym as well, like, you know. We don't expect anyone to walk through those doors and change their personality just to try and fit in. Everybody is different. There's so many different backgrounds, there's so many different personalities down here. Sometimes they clash, sometimes they don't, like, you know. That's how a family goes, like
True too.
It is what it is, like, you know. But you create that safe zone. People just feel they can come in the door and just be themselves, and that's what you want. That's for me. That was my aim for personal training, and the way to go. Because when Rob said it to me first, like, you should do the classes down here. You should. I built the space for you upstairs, the studio we have upstairs. I didn't want to do it because I was like, I'm happy enough now, because I was working part time doing that job, and I was kind of scared. I was like, I'm leaving a good paid job here to kind of go out on my own now, like, and I don't know what's going to happen. Do you know what I mean?
But that's the leap that you have to take.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have taken it. Like, do you know what I mean? I would not have taken it. Like, he's given me this opportunity to give me a massive head start in my fitness career. Like, you know, that I can pick my own hours. I work for myself. I don't have anyone kind of like breathing down my neck, a boss or anything like that. Like, you know, we very much he's let me grow as a trainer and
As a person, yeah.
And a person too, Jesus, yeah. Like, so in like, again, coming back to the clients and stuff like that, like, it's given me the freedom to kind of be the trainer I want to be, and not the trainer because I work in a commercial gym and I have to be a certain way and I have to do this, like, you know, or whatever. Like, I teach fitness through Muay Thai. We can do weight sessions, we can do anything, like, you know, it's up to you. But most of my clients, they do like the pad work, they do like the core training and all that kind of stuff. And they do enjoy learning the different techniques and stuff as well, because like I always say, right, when you're throwing a punch, you know, we can throw punches like this all day and work up a sweat, and that's brilliant.
Yeah, that's true.
But if you're throwing like a punch in a correct way, like a jab, do you know what I mean, and you're throwing a punch in a correct way, you're also working your delts, your biceps, your triceps, your shoulders, everything.
Whole body.
Everything, do you know what I mean? Like, you don't need to lift weights to get lean either, like, you know, but weights are very important too. They're very important for physical health as well,
yeah, that's
you know, very, very importantly. So again, just being able to develop myself as a trainer too, like, in such a very short time as well, Sergio. It's only 8 months, like 8 months.
Congratulations,
so
and well done.
Where's it going to go? Like, it's only going to keep going and keep going. Like, you know, this is something now that is for life. And when I retire for fighting, I know that I'm going to have this. Like, do you know what I mean? So
something to look back at.
Yeah, and that was another thing for my parents too. They were worried about, like, right, like, do you know, there's not anyone that gets into Muay Thai is definitely not doing it for the money. Like, there's not a lot of money in this game. Like, but that's what they were worried about. Alright, what's going to happen now? Where's this going? They'd always say to me, where's this going? And I'm looking at them and I'm like, I don't know, but I just know I love it. Do you know, and I had no answer.
You're enjoying it. That's the most.
That's
one
all
of the most
I knew.
important things. You're enjoying it.
That's all I knew. Like I said, going back to following the vibes, that was a good vibe. So I was just riding this good vibe and seeing where it was going. And look, it's turned out now that I have my own business. That I turned pro in August. I'm having my 3rd pro C-class fight there in the 25th of January, and like, female Muay Thai is just shooting up, like, you know. And now I can show them, Mum, Dad, look, this is what I've done, like, you know. And in a way, it has it's brought me a lot closer to my family too, because they're so proud of me. They're so proud of everything that I've achieved as well, like, you know. To come from where I came from, like, you ask any of my friends that knew me 3 years ago, like, to fast forward now, they
completely different person.
What the fuck, like,
that happens.
So even mindset wise as well, like, I think a lot different as well, because I was a bit of a tool before, like, you know, the way I was carrying on and stuff, but
that's a normal thing.
Yeah.
Look, I'm really happy to see the change, you know what I mean, and I was really happy when you said it, look, can you jump on and do the podcast?
Yeah.
I mean, I was really happy about it, because it's nice to meet a good person who done a change, who made a change, who made themselves better.
Yeah.
And now you're able to help others with the same thing that you done. You know what I mean? And that's a serious thing. And a lot of people don't understand how much change or how much work is necessary to do that, you know, change. To make it happen. It takes so much time, it takes so much effort. And now you're able to do what we were saying on the start of the blog. You know, you are doing something that you always wanted to do. Helping others.
Yeah, of course. It worked out well for me, because I just kept believing, like, just keep doing what you love, and something eventually is going to click. Again, I like to advocate for mental health through fitness as well, because fitness has done, like, wonders for my mental health and stuff. Now, again, I am not in any way a qualified therapist, or do I know all the answers, or do I have the fucking key. All I can do is just share my experiences and how I got through things, and hopefully, like, you know, someone can take from that, like, you know, like, that's all I can do. Whereas before, I would have been very closed off. I would have been very kind of, I'd say, like, ashamed to say I was, like, going through these things and stuff, like, but now I'm an open book, like.
If we don't, but that's what I said to you when we were chatting earlier. If you don't speak out, and if you don't say certain things, people won't know. They can't help you if they don't know. So you're the one who has to actually have enough strength to say, I need a bit of help. Or I would love to do something, and I need somebody to just be there for me.
Yeah, but again, it has to come from you too.
Yeah.
You have to have that belief in yourself as well. Like, but of course, reach out to anybody, anyone. I often say to people, like, you know, like, if you have no one to text me. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I have completely random people texting me like on a weekly basis, like just sharing their stories and things they have experienced and stuff. And again, all I can do is just offer my advice. It's not in any way professional. I'm not or anything like that. All I can do is just share my experiences and how I've dealt with things and how I've come out the other side of it. Like, you know, and I'm saying that too.
But that's the best way to do it.
But it's not like a switch is clicked and now you're cured.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I think Tyson Fury said it best when he quoted a song, Hotel California, I think it was. Mental health is like that. It's like you can check out any time, but you can never leave. Do you know? Like, you always have it in the back of your head. Like, it's all, and I think people need to understand that too as well. It's not something that just goes away. What you need to realise is certain patterns that you might be falling back into.
Yes, that's true.
Certain
and change that and continue changing it on a daily basis.
Yeah, just things like, and how you're alright. Would you normally react to a situation the way you're reacting now? Why are you doing this? Like, you know, just recognising your trail of thoughts and are you overthinking certain things? Are you constantly thinking about one thing you shouldn't be? Do you know? Are you doing things? Are you getting up later now? Like, you know, like, you just keep making excuses. Oh, I'm tired. I was out the night before, so I stay in bed all day. Do you know what I mean? Just noticing all these little patterns and just
changing
having a self-check every now
yeah.
and again, like, you know, and all, like, it's the same for me as well, like, you know, like I do fall back into these situations where I do get down. Of course I do, like, you know, like dealing with fighting is very stressful on itself, but like I have people to talk to that have had the same experience as I have dealing with my loss, and my last loss was kind of tough because it happened out of nowhere. I got a fucking liver shot and I never felt pain like it before, and I dropped. But again, I got caught. I was the best of the best who got caught with a liver shot, like, you know, like, so, like, just, it was me kind of thinking like, oh man, I'm after getting taken out in the first round now, like, what the fuck, like, you know, like, what am I doing? But like, that was just my way of thinking, like, you know, and it was like, alright, Tracy, you put up a good fight, but you got hit in the liver, right? Get over it, get on with it.
That's life.
Let's go on now, like, let's keep going.
Yeah.
Again, life knocks you down, you just get back up and you keep going, So, again, like, it's the same kind of mindset I brought to this training camp as well, like, just keep going. So I'm looking forward now to January 25th. In Limerick again, there's something about fighting.
It's going to be a great night.
Yeah, there's just that spark about Limerick, like, you know, the atmosphere is just, you feel like you're in the middle of Thomond Park, like, do you know what I mean? It's amazing, like, and the support Limerick gives us is amazing too, like, so, I just come out and see it all, like, I can't wait for it, so.
First thing first, I would like to thank you for the chat today. I hope you enjoyed it with me.
I did, of course I did.
And thank you for sharing your story.